Hello folks and welcome. So today's video is going to be about custom themes. This is not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm going to actually give you some cautions and also some tips regarding changing themes that are not part of your system, because I'm using themes right now that's not part of the actual system. You can download these though. Just giving you examples of my menus right now and also my file manager. Okay. And if you haven't seen any of my videos yet, I would encourage that you watch some of that, because I'm not going to talk about a lot of the tips and tricks I'm going to be doing stuff like this with. Okay, so I'm going to hit Alt F4 to close this box and say welcome. Let me first give you system information just so you can see this is Linux Mint 21.1 Cinnamon Desktop. Today I'm filming in 1920 by 1080. My video will be more than 2 minutes. All of my videos are more than 2 minutes, and all my videos have chapters and timelines. Now you can see what I'm using for a theme. All right, so these themes here I downloaded, just to let you know. But I want to discuss them nonetheless, and also I'll give you some tools to think about. Alt F4 to close. So let me first talk about the actual locations of these themes. So I'm going to open up the file manager this way. And first of all, I'm going to talk about this folder that I have that I usually present on a lot of my videos that you may not have paid attention to. But this is my icons folder that I bring in for a lot of systems, and I have various icons in there. All right, in other words, these are icons that I've made, collected over the internet, and also altered. All three combinations. You may recognize that one. I'm currently using that for the Mint replacement icon. So yes, you can actually replace your Mint logo also. This is not everybody's cup of tea, I understand. Okay? But if you wanted to do some of that stuff, I'm just going to talk about this. So this is where I'm getting those icons. Not to be confused with this folder. I'm going to go to View and talk about turning on my hidden files and folders. Control H. Control H it is. So that was my icons folder that I just showed you. Now there's another folder in here that looks really similar. Similar. And that is dot icons. However, there's only 6 items in that one. This is the current mouse pointer or cursor that I'm using. So I'm Icelandic, and sometimes I transpose words or describe things differently. Hopefully you can understand that part once in a while. A little humor there, folks. All right, so that's where that's coming from. All right, you won't have that normally installed. You will have these other mouse pointers or cursors installed. Okay, so I have this theme also with the sweet cursors that I've installed also, because it's sitting right here that I can also pick. That is also non-standard. So in other words, I put those in here on purpose so I can pick them from here. So far so good. You probably have these, like, well, not Azenis, but you will have this one and these right here, the Beata, Modern, and Ice. They're not located in here. They are located in User Share Icons folder, protected by root permissions. These are the ones I added manually. All right, so with that said, I'm going to continue. There's also other stuff in here. Candy icons for one, dark shadow icons, and the sweet red filled. I also have another folder for you to think about. This one's called dot themes. Dot themes. Normally this folder is empty, but I have 2 things in here. Right click on my panel bar. Themes. This one is called Sweet Ambar Blue Dark. That's what I'm using for a desktop. And then there's Sweet Mars version 40. Applications in themes. What is a good thing to do before you start playing? Well, I would advocate heavily screenshots. So let's talk about the screenshot tool. Go to your Mint menu and type in SC. All right, take the screenshot tool. You can add it to your panel, desktop, or favorites, or all 3 if you like. I'm just going to add mine to the desktop. Now, my icons on my desktop is set to large. In other words, right click, customize, icon size is larger, largest, larger. If I do small, you'll see what I'm talking about. The text, I'm sorry, the fonts I also have really large. Anyways, that's what I'm using. I want a picture of this box. Why? Before I start playing, before I start changing things, is a good idea. Screenshot time. So I have the option of full screen that takes a picture of this box, the wallpaper, and the panel bar. Makes for a big screenshot depending on what kind of images you have on your desktop or wallpaper. Window, though, just takes a picture of this little box right here. Doesn't matter where it's at, it'll find it. You can even put the tool on top of this. I'll do it right now. I'm going to take a picture of it. It never takes a picture of itself. I'm going to take and send that screenshot to the desktop. You can also save it or send it to other folders. I have other devices too that I could. But more importantly, this is usually the default is pictures. Now I'm going to hit save. Now let's go investigate this screenshot. I'm going to close this now. I can clearly see the mouse pointer or cursor says Sweet Cursors. I can also see that this says Sweet Mars version 40, Candy Icons, and also my desktop is Sweet Amber Blue. So that's a starting point. So whatever you have for your default mouse pointer, applications, icons, and desktop is a good idea to have a starting point, just in case you need to go back and fix things. All right, with that said, I'm going to get rid of both of these at the same time. So this right now, if you're curious, is just a desklet. It is something that you don't need to install. You just add this desklet called Calendar. You can find it in downloads. I've shown this video before, and you can customize the colors to whatever colors you want. All right, so with that said, let's go take a look at this standard themes. My panel bar is semi-transparent, and that's done through extensions. But more importantly, your themes. So Linux Mint provides you with lots of options. And I mean a lot of options. Most of these are installed by Linux Mint automatically. Same thing with your icon sets. I'm just using custom ones today. But you have plenty of options, including desktop. Maybe you're using the Mint or the Cinnamon. But I added a couple of these manually. One of these is added through here. That one. As you can see, there are no more check marks. The rest of those are installed in a different location. They're installed, where is that folder? Here. All right, with that said, where do you get extra themes? Time for a web browser? Yes, that icon looks different. Are you a subscriber yet? Probably would encourage that you do that. And go find that little foot if you have a standard web browser. That goes to gnome-look.org. If not, go to the About section and click that. The cursors or mouse pointers you can find here. If you're curious about, let me actually switch this to the yellow one, if you don't mind. I am just going to use this one right here as the example because it'll give you a good explanation of where you need to store these. RADIO. So Radioactive is a mouse cursor or mouse pointer theme. All right. It needs to go into your .icons folder if you're using that for your local logged in user. If you wanted to install it here though for global wide or for system wide, yeah, sometimes, like I said, I have different ways of describing. But this is for your other users if you had some, or whatever new users you're going to create. This folder is protected by root permissions though. That's a little bit more complex to actually demo, but I used to do this in the past on my previous videos on how to install mouse cursors in that folder, which will be available for all users and current and future. But in most cases, this is where you want yours to be installed. And that folder again is right here. Let me find that one. So I'm going to demonstrate downloading that one and pretending we're going to install it. So I'm going to go to Files, and I'm going to click on that one. This one is just a sample file of what these things look like. It's really not what you need. It's also a lot bigger than the standard one. So all you do for when you're on gnome-look.org is just click that and download the file. I think a lot of your Linux distros get also the mouse cursors or even some of the themes from this location also. Anyways, let's see the file manager and where it's currently located. Well, it is right there. That is the file I just downloaded. And there's some other stuff in here. Actually, these other cursor themes came from there. So I'm just demoing downloading one file. And when I get to these, you can do the same. And then you uncompress them like this. Right click, extract here, for instance. Okay, so that extracted into that folder right there. So from here, I would take a look at that. If it has an index theme, we're good to go. Right click, either cut or copy, and then you deposit that file into your .icons folder, which is right here. And that turns to be in here. And once this is in here, you can right click on your panel bar and pick it out of here. All right, so I'm going to demo that one by hitting delete. And I'm going to right click, system settings, and see that it's not in this menu. You don't see AZEN in here. These are alphabetical. These are installed in your user share icons folder. That one is installed in my .icons folder. That one is installed in my .icons folder. It goes with this Sweet theme, but I had to install it separately. Okay, Sweet cursors. It looks like, well, that one. Now I'm going to install AZENIS from a downloaded file that came from that same website. It's actually located in this folder though. So my AZENIS is right here, and this is the 165.182 is a variable file. So on the website, when you actually go look for this, I'm just giving you some examples. It's this one. This is a fixed 32 and a fixed 48, for example. That file there is the one I'm about to show you. And then you just download it. The 165.182 is this one right here. Extract it and it turns into this folder. And from there, I am going to either cut or copy it and bring that over to my .icons folder and dump it in here. So far, so good, hopefully. Hopefully I didn't lose you. This is, again, not everybody's cup of tea. AZENIS is right here. That's what that one looks like. This is resizable, by the way. Let me prove that to you. Let me go to mouse properties and drag the bar to the other direction. You can probably barely see it. It's blended right in my, down on my almost on my panel bar. But maybe you can see it somewhere in here. I'll just pass over the mouse button. That's the smallest. This is the middle of the road. And this is the largest. So this is resizable. If you downloaded the 32 or the 48, this would not be resizable. Moving along. I have Candy Icons. Right click on the panel bar. Candy Icons is located here, but it's in the same folder that my mouse cursors is. Mouse pointers, mouse cursors. Candy Icons. Where did I get that from? Same place. All right, let's talk about themes. GTK 3 and 4, same website. Let's do this all from scratch. So hopefully, again, you're a subscriber. If you're using a standard web browser, again, you can just click the foot. If not, go to the About section. And then, let me switch this to the yellow one, if you don't mind. So you can see this a little bit lit up when I'm moving this around. There we go. Anyways, let's get back on topic. So you're down here looking for links, and you're looking for that one, gnome-look.org, and click that. And then you go to themes, where the GTK 3 and 4 themes are, 1,530 of them. The cursors or mouse pointers, there's almost 800 of them. So if you are looking for different ones by ratings, and not everything is perfect, nothing is perfect, but you can certainly experiment. I'm going to type in the word sweet because that's what I'm using today. And I'm going to do another search for this and hit enter and see what I come up with. There we go. New flavor folders. There's the candy icons, for instance. All right, so you can experiment, as one would say. Close. All of those files are located in my download folder currently. They're in here. I extracted them into folders that look like this. The candy icons belong in my .icons folder. So after I extracted, where's candy icons at? Right here. So that's the original file that came off of gnome-look.org. After you extract it, it turns into this. This is what's in there. And you move that or cut or copy that file into, where is it at? This one. There's the candy icons. The other theme, these dark shadow and I think this one here, they belong in this folder here. Right click on my panel bar. So you can have a reference to this. Sweet Amber Blue is that one right there. Okay, the applications, Sweet Mars version 40 is this one. Let me show you some different examples. So I'm going to mix this up a little bit. And let me open up the file manager just to let you see the different versions of this thing. I'm going to hit Control H. All right, this is more of a lighter color mixed in with this combination set. I'll go with a dark theme. And what else do I have in here for examples? Maybe high contrast. It's, a lot of this thing is being overwritten by this one. Okay, but Linux Mint also provides you with a ton of buttons, as one would call it. The desktop theme, let's go with the standard Mint for a second. Okay, because I'm not intermixed. And I don't know what this one looks like. Again, it's intermixed with my icon set, so I'm going to switch that. Now you can see the file manager, icon sets, and we can go with also standard folder, intermixed. And maybe that's what you're using, or some combination of. Okay. My desktop is looking a lot different, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So I'm going to go with maybe that one, maybe that one, and how about the red icons? Don't like the red icons, maybe I will go with the, let's see, what else? Actually, I could leave that one alone. How about if I go with a different button set? The Sweet Amber Blue. So what I'm getting at is, folks, is whenever you are playing, you can see these are not brightly colored. What I'm getting at, and I'll close this back down, is when you start on your themes, I'll let you see what the difference is in the icon sizes. When you start with your themes, make sure that you, well, my recommendation is to start with a screenshot of what you started with. That way you'll have a reference to go back to, and then you can experiment on your own. You know, all of these things look slightly different, obviously. Now I'm going to actually close this one. Right click on the actual Mint icon and just give you the examples of the standard Mint. So this is more likely what you have currently, maybe. Okay. Maybe you have an inclining for the green one. You can do this rather easily. All I'm doing is right clicking. Again, this is normally what your standard icon, but the larger version of that would look like. I can also do custom. My home folder, again, has a regular icons folder with other stuff in it. I'll pick this weird Darth Vader one just to have some fun. Now you can see that the icon has been replaced. So, larger icon size, if you are going to be putting icons on your desktop, I'm going to show the ones for the computer, the home folder, the trash can, and the mounted drives. Just to let you give you a reference to these things. I normally don't have icons on my desktop. Thank you for watching, folks.